and the growth of your plants. You know, there's not a lot of chemicals, and, you know, we think this day and time that's what's causing so many diseases and ailments in our body. So I know when I do my garden, it's chemical-free, and it's, like I said, it's pretty much organic, and I get a great joy out of that, eating good, healthy food. And that's
my uncle looked great, and as I left him, I thought, what if we all had access to healthy, organic food?
What we do in here is we grow sprouts. We grow about 2,000 trays a week. They go to the Milwaukee public schools. I come from a legacy of growing food for people. That's how this whole thing started, by me purchasing this facility to grow food and sell it to the folks in this community. But also it has to be combined with education, because once people get into that mold of eating bad food, their first taste of really good food tastes strange to them.
Run my own farmers market now at 61st Street Market. You come there and get y'all fresh produce if y'all in Chicago.
I see more African American people getting involved. The kids are passing on the word to their parents and other adults in the community. To me, this is a multicultural, multi-generational revolution. You see the examples of community gardens in those communities popping up.
The lower Ninth Ward isn't all about devastation and, oh, it's so horrible what happened after Katrina, but, you know, we're actually taking the initiative and taking responsibility for making sure that we have a brighter future, you know, making sure that we have food security here.
The Lincoln Park Community Farm started as a project to provide fresh vegetables to people in the neighborhood. That's the goal, to really get more people in Lincoln Park, in the city of Newark, eating fresh vegetables on a daily basis.
In New Orleans, Louisiana, Jenga Mwendo is introducing her daughter, Azana, to a vegetarian and raw food lifestyle.
You like it, Pumpkin? Good. Growing up vegetarian in New Orleans was difficult. I think a lot of adults are probably concerned about us because there was that real strong belief that unless you eat meat, you're not getting the things that you need, which is ludicrous. I don't feel like anybody looks down on me now for eating that way because I think that they see the health benefits from it. I have a lot of energy. I'm not overweight. I look very young for my age. My daughter is obviously very healthy.
When I was working with young people and we would try to introduce to them vegetarian and vegan cuisine, and, you know, they'd be like, this is white people's food. I do want to help people have a more positive outlook about vegans and vegetarians and understand that you could be a brother of color who's born in Memphis, lived in New Orleans and Brooklyn, and now lives in Oakland and cool, whatever, and you can still do it. And you don't have to be some, you know, crunchy granola person with Birkenstocks to be a vegan.
Putting a little broccoli in here, baby.
Ask Kadani Northern from Baton Rouge. He'll tell you, straight no chaser, vegetables changed his life.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had spinach, cauliflower, broccoli, tomatoes, and alfalfa sprouts. It's live food. And if you eating live food, you feel live. If you eating heavy food, you feel heavy. And I feel like this, I'm perky, I'm ready. We was taught all the wrong things. We was taught that men don't cry, men don't complain, men just be a man, suck it up, shake it off, and keep going. And that's not the way it works. You know, I got a problem and I needed help.
What's going on this morning, man? All right, we good?
The number one illness was the hypertension. That's the high blood pressure. And so when the blood pressure go up, it mess with your sexual organs, mentally. I was impotent, and it was like hell. That was about 8 months, no relationship with my wife. But as I started back working out, getting back in shape, and then it started gradually, you know, you start getting a little tingly down there. Not a whole lot, but just, you know, okay, well, I'm working with something here. And then as the months passed, then it started getting better and better. And now I'm back.
Oh, boy, yeah. You're a bad boy.
I'm sure you just found that out?
Man, my wife said I'm like the Energized Bunny, man, and I keep going on and on and on and on. I feel good about me, and I'm handling mine. So we just got to change the way we eat things, because we always been taught soul food is this, soul food is that. That is not soul. Soul food come from the heart. and from the soul. And you eat what make you feel good. And this make me really feel good.
My final stop was St. Philip's Academy in Newark, New Jersey, where kids of color are learning how to eat healthy.
Can somebody in the class tell me what your favorite vegetables are?
My favorite vegetable is lettuce. My favorite vegetable is spinach with ketchup on it.
With ketchup on it.
When I take a look at what St. Philip's looks like and feels like, the first thing I say is it's nothing like most people's idea of a school. One of the things that makes St. Philip's Academy a unique school is our EcoSpaces program. EcoSpaces is a multidimensional program which has two focuses. One is sustainability and conservation, and the other is nutrition.
Here, the kids are definitely much more knowledgeable, and they concentrate more, they focus more, and they have a better diet. Overall, their appearance and who they are and how they project themselves is a lot better.
So if you had a choice between eating at Popeyes or Church's Fried Chicken or McDonald's or any other fast food restaurant, would you choose that or would you choose what you eat here?
What we eat here.
Really? Wow, that's saying a lot. Why?
Because not only the fact that it's healthier, it tastes more fresh. Like the stuff that they make, they don't really cook, they process it. It's processed food, and I don't really like that stuff. I like real fresh food.
So the kids are really learning in their classroom setting as well as the learning environments, the kitchen, the dining room, to actually learn about what the effects of the choices that they make, and they are responsible for their choices. When they leave the four walls of St. Philip's, they will be kind of armed, if you will, with the knowledge and the ability to make good choices for themselves and then bring it out into the community as a way to preach about good health and wellness.
When you ask the question of how do we get average people to respond to this crisis, this food crisis, it's a big challenge. But what we have to do is make it part of the popular culture. Fighting against oppressive wars became part of our popular culture. Fighting against police brutality and racism became part of our popular culture. So we have to go that distance.
The power is with us in the people. You know, we have the power to change our communities. One, we need to educate up on what is going on in the food environment. And two, give people the sense that they have the capacity to actually do something to change it.
Change. It sounds easy, but changing a cultural tradition like soul food and modifying your diet is difficult. I started out my journey grappling with my father's death and asking if we are a nation of soul food junkies. Well, I think the answer is yes, we are. We love soul food and we ain't giving it up for no one. But we don't have to quit our beloved cuisine cold turkey. We can maintain our culinary tradition by taking steps to make it healthier now and eat it in moderation. Because contrary to popular belief, soul food can be good to us and good for us. Perhaps my pop story is your story, or the story of someone you love. Perhaps you've wanted to change, but have been putting it off. But I hope by sharing my family's personal loss that my dear father, Jackie Hurt, inspires millions of people to take action and move toward a life of health and wellness. My pops often talked about living long enough to meet his grandchildren. Sadly, he did not have a chance to meet my daughter, Masai. After watching my dad die too soon, I'm trying to live a healthier lifestyle so that one day I may live long enough to meet mine.
The dish for tonight is going to be skinless, boneless, oven-fried chicken, roasted sweet potato mash, mustard greens without the salt meat. I prefer not to use the skin, which has a lot of saturated fats and trans fats in them, and so the breadcrumbs kind of substitutes for that. Now, for years, African Americans have been picked on and teased about watermelon, but watermelon actually has a natural amino acid in it called arginine. It can enhance a man's erection. So for all the teasing we've been given for years about eating watermelon, I'm going to continue to eat my watermelon.
All right, I think we should eat.